Everybody scream. It's almost Halloween.
Halloween.
It's almost Halloween. Do the trick or treat. Hey guys.
Oh my fuck. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Hey guys, I'm Connor.
Hi, I'm Kylen.
And it's time to get spoopy.
Yep. Prepare for an extra special ooky, kooky, spooky episode of Let's Talk About It.
Let's talk about it.
Where we get drunk and talk about it.
We talk about shit and sometimes our OCs. Probably a little bit less this episode. For our special Halloween episode. Kylen.
Connor?
Do you know what would be great for sober Connor to do right now?
What should sober Connor do right now?
He should put a little something special in the bottom left corner of this. Maybe like a pumpkaboo.
Ooh,
Something.
that would be so cute.
Yeah, put a little pumpkaboo. Like, maybe put a little hat on it.
Oh my god.
Little witch hat.
Sober Connor's gonna be so mad.
Oh, he's gonna be so mad.
Okay, now just put like a tiny little mustache on it.
Do it. Put a little mustache. And make this title card a little more spoopy. Like put a spider web on it.
Ooh, spider web.
Ooh, all right. Okay, I think we're officially like Halloweened up. Thanks, Sober Connor.
Thank you, Sober Connor.
Cybrwulf.
Cybrwulf1201 doing the Lord's work.
So, this is our Halloween extravaganza.
Yes, God.
I think it might be important to tell our talkers, our listeners, what we're wearing right now for our special Halloween episode.
So, funny story. I haven't done laundry in a while, so I'm all out of pajamas.
I also haven't done laundry in a while. Boys are hard, but that's because the water will kill me.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're in a place where the water looks like chocolate milk. Well, not quite, but you know.
Not quite, but we have been advised to boil. I do have, like, a pan of water in my fridge right now.
Oof.
That I boiled earlier.
Oof.
But we're wearing something.
Yeah, I don't even have an excuse. I just haven't done laundry, so, hang on. I gotta look at my butt real quick to see what it says. Because I can't remember. Well, I think I know what it says. So whenever I went to Montreal this summer, I bought a certain something, and it was a onesie, and it's covered in bears.
Yeah.
And on the butt flap, because I do have a butt flap, it says bear naked on it, but spelled like bear, like the animal bear. And so that's the only clean pair of pajamas that I have right now. So, you know, I sent a text to Connor and I warned him. I'm like, hey, yo, what's up? Just to let you know, I'm wearing a onesie. Don't make fun of me. And then I get on the Zoom call and I see that Connor is also wearing a onesie.
So I had dug out this onesie because I am going to. At the time that I release this, I mean, we'll probably have already gone past Monday. Probably. So I dug out this onesie because on the Indoor Adventures channel on Monday, it's going to be our like Halloween episode. My lights are doing something weird and I don't like it.
Bah.
It's almost time for them to turn off. So on Monday on Indoor Adventures channel, we're all going to have dressed up in onesies. So I like dug this out of my closet and had it there. So whenever Kylen told me, "Hey, I'm wearing a onesie," I'm like, "Okay, I got you. We'll just record this episode in our onesies."
I gotta say, I'm feeling very validated and supported right now.
Oh, well, I'm glad I can support you and validate you because you deserve to be supported and validated.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, that's accurate because this is a women's wolf onesie from Walmart. That wasn't enough alliteration for y'all. That I got 2 years ago. I got this onesie for Halloween actually.
Oh, really?
Because I picked this up for the trunk or treat because my fraternity brothers and I had a trunk for the trunk or treaters that the University of such and such was putting on.
Yes, the University of such and such, our alma mater.
But yeah, we had a like sleepover theme thing that we were doing. So I specifically bought this onesie for that. But I still have it, and that's what I'm wearing for this, and that's what I'm wearing for that Monday night stream.
Awoo's in the chat.
Awoo's in the comments. Awoo's in the reviews if I ever port this to like anchor.fm or whatever. Ooh, so many more people can hear our drunken voices.
So, Connor, what are you drinking tonight?
So, yeah, that's a more important question than what are we wearing because like our viewers can't see what we're wearing, or our listeners can't see what we're wearing.
But I bet they wish they could know. Wink.
Ooh. So I have drunk. Obviously, like we recorded some Twitch lore streams before this, as we are known to do, because transparency is great in this channel, I guess. I was drinking some just Monster and vodka before then because ups and downs, they're great. They're dangerous, but they're great. And then like after that, I did some Sunny D and gin because, yeah. But right now, I am back on my bullshit drinking coffee, which is just Bailey's, Kahlua, whipped cream vodka, and actual Starbucks coffee. So yeah, I'm back on this because the gin and Sunny D didn't make my tummy feel great. But Kylen, what are you drinking?
Well, funny story. So whenever, because we record, let's talk about it on Saturdays, to let you behind the scenes. And so Connor also streams on Saturdays. So what I like to do is start pre-gaming during Connor's streams.
Which I also do.
True. You go a little less hard though, because you still have to
Yeah, I have to commentate and stuff, and we'll talk about that just a little bit later because there's a nice segue that I'll be thinking of later. But continue. You pre-game during my streams.
Yeah, so you gotta maintain some sense of sobriety, but I can just go ham because no one's watching me. So, excuse me. So the only alcohol we have left in the house besides beer is brandy. So I was just making brandy and Coke concoctions, but like I am known to do, I went a little heavy-handed on the alcohol side. And so 2 glasses later, I was incredibly drunk. So now I am just drinking Sam Adams pumpkin ale and water at the same time, so I can sober up a little bit. So I'm just not like sick drunk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you need to make sure that you're not sick drunk.
Oh yeah, fuck. So, funny story, listeners. So we have a game, a D&D game on Sundays that Connor runs. We call it Summer Name Mon, but really it's just Dragon Heist reskin for Amon, for Tal'Dorei, Exandria.
Yeah.
Critical Role campaign setting.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with the Tal'Dorei setting, and yeah, I like running there.
Oh, it's been so much fun. But we're not meeting on Sunday because we're
We're gonna be a player short.
yeah, we're hang on, I'm bad at math. We're a 4-person campaign, and one of our players is at MCM London. Our Squeef, we love you.
We love you so much.
So instead, I was just like, hey, I have this one shot that I have been planning to run for a while, but just due to scheduling things, it never really panned out. So let me take this time to run this one shot. But funny story, I've never actually DM'd for a group before. I've DM'd one shot once, and it was just for TSB, and it was something of entirely my own concoction, which honestly was not that good because I'm terrible at building maps. But he still seemed to enjoy it. But this time I'm running a pre-written one-shot called Rats of Waterdeep, which you can find on DM's Guild.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I remember to look up the author's name so I could.
Well, I actually just looked it up, which is what everyone's going to be hearing on the feedback of this. It is written by Lisa Chin and Will Doyle.
God, Connor, you complete me.
Aw, bitch.
Oh, God. Thank you for doing that. But yes, and I think it's a really fun, lovely adventure. I'd actually gotten the idea.
It actually might be pronounced Lisa Chin, sorry.
Yeah, however your name is pronounced, it's quite a lovely adventure, so thank you for writing it. But I actually got the idea to do it because one of my followers, I don't know if they're listening, but at Jocelyn B, was running it, and so I decided to look it up, and I'm like, oh, this looks fun. So I just, I decided to run it, but instead of having 5 level 1 adventures, which is what the adventure is optimally designed for, I decided to do 3 level 3 adventures, excuse me, and I will be giving them an NPC to help them.
You're so kind, so generous.
Thank you. But because of that, I've been trying to redesign all the encounters, because with this adventure, while it is built for the 5 level 1 adventurers, you can design it for up to level 4 adventurers. So I've been trying to rebalance it. Hopefully I've done a good job. If not, we'll see. We'll adjust to the moment, and it'll be a fun experiment in DMing. So
yeah, I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but hopefully it won't go terribly. And if not, I'll leave the country, change my name, and you'll never see me again.
And if it goes well, you'll start DMing for my channel.
Oh, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But, my dear viewers, listeners, talkers,
peoples,
our dear peoples, we are not here to just talk about our D&D escapades. Although I'm sure that's what a lot of you have come here for. Most people who know us through the tabletop RPG community.
I bet they're like, oh God, yes, they're going to shut up about their OCs.
Probably. We're here to talk spoopy. and
Spoopy.
Halloween because, it's almost Halloween.
Everybody scream. Do the trick or treat.
Woo! So, Kylen, do you have any cool Halloween plans? Because I sure as fuck don't.
So it's sad, but I haven't had true Halloween plans since undergrad, which I hate because Halloween is probably outside of my birthday, my favorite holiday because I love dressing up. I love going to parties.
Yeah.
I love the fun, spooky vibes. I love candy. I love fall, all of those things. But ever since I've moved, I haven't really, made connections and never like gone on any parties. So, yeah, no really cool plans. Although on Wednesday, Halloween day itself, I will be on Pro Restarter's channel on his stream. So depending on when this gets put out.
Ooh.
But if it's before Wednesday, you should go to his channel and see me play Into the World Quarantine.
Well, because I don't have to prep a D&D session on Sunday, which is tomorrow for us, I should be able to maybe edit a lot of this before then.
Ooh.
So, hey, y'all might get this a little bit early, which is great because we'll be releasing another episode sooner than you think.
Ooh, but no spoilers though.
But no spoilers.
But yeah, so in that game I play myself during the zombie apocalypse, which is very interesting.
Kylen, you don't know yourself during the zombie apocalypse. How can you play yourself during the zombie apocalypse?
See, I think I'm very true to what I think my character would be because I am weak, I am a coward, but I am very nice and very empathetic.
KyleWithAnN! Oh no!
So it's very funny. So just to talk about that campaign for a minute.
Let's talk about it.
Oof, parkour. Let's talk about it.
Oh, I love that move that you just did. What do you call that one? I kind of want to call it the Texas toast with jalapeno ranch.
Yes, the Texas toast with jalapeno ranch. That's the parkour move I just pulled. So, so in the system, there are different stats. So you have in this, I cannot remember the actual name of it, the actual name of the RPG system. But if we figure it out, we'll put it in the doobly-doo. So you have three main types of stats. You have physical, mental, and social. And for each of those stats, you have like an attack and a defense portion of that.
Right.
So physical is like, it's basically like and I'm not going to remember the exact names of it because I'm drunk and I'm terrible at specific name recall anyway. But basically your physical side is a dexterity stat and your defense side is a constitution stat. For mental, you have logic as your attack stat and willpower as your defense stat. And for social, you have charisma as your attack stat and empathy as your defense stat. And so when you create a character, because the whole premise of the game is you try to create yourself or as close to yourself as you're comfortable creating in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So for my character, I have an incredibly high empathy stat and logic stat because I thought those were the most true to myself.
Yeah.
Because I am kind of rational, but at the same time, I do try to, I try to be kind and relate to other people and help other people when I can.
Yeah, like I cringe at myself for saying in the very first episode, you're a very smart cookie, and you're definitely kind and empathetic. So I can definitely see those being your top stats.
Oh, bitch. So yeah, so those are pretty high. They're both 4s, which the highest you can get, I believe, is like a 5. And so because of that, my dexterity stat is a 1, which is the worst you can get, which I believe is very true to life because I'm very physically unfit. But yeah, all that to say, I've been very heavily role-playing into my empathy stat, which is great because the rest of the players in that campaign are very survival-minded. And they're just like, okay, you know, like, we just need to do whatever it takes to survive, you know, kind of like, not necessarily fuck everyone else, but like, in a way, like, you know, like I said, whatever it takes to survive.
Right.
But this version of Kylen is not like that. She's very, you know, she's very kind to any and all NPCs and even player characters. And just like, you know, what's the point of trying to survive if we can't help others?
Right.
Which is what I think I would be like in a zombie apocalypse. At the same time, I'm also a tremendous coward. So anytime something crazy goes on, I'm just like, oh shit. Anyway, so it's very funny because like they're doing things very survival minded. Well, meanwhile, for instance, in the last episode we had me and another character, Scott. He's great. He's fantastic. But we went to this pharmacy to try and get some medicine to help one of the other characters. And we come across this teenage girl who is also trying to get medicine for her family. And she had a gun, right? So Scott was able to get the gun away from her. In the meantime, I was able to barter with some items that I had for some medicine to get for another character. So once the bartering had completed, we had traded items, I was like, okay, I want to give the gun back to her. And everyone else was like, no! Just fucking screaming at me.
But it wasn't yours.
And I'm like, well, why wouldn't I? We're done with the trade. Why would I not do that? And then this NPC was like, oh, well, where are you guys at? And I'm like, oh, we're at this doctor's office nearby. And everyone else is like, oh, no! Fucking yelling at a character again, which I totally get it. But like, as the agent of chaos I am, I was relishing in it. And of course, honest to God, I think that's how I would act in such a situation. I would totally disregard, you know, everything else and be like, oh, well, we should help as many people as possible. So with that system, at the end of every session, every other character kind of says what sort of trait they observe the most of you in that session. Mm-hmm. So it can be either a positive or negative trait in one of those main categories: the physical, mental, social.
Right.
And which can affect dice rolls when you roll later on, because it's kind of like the Genesis system for anyone who's familiar with that. I don't know if you played whenever we played the Edge of the Empire Star Wars games.
I played 2 sessions.
Okay. So it's like a D6 rolling system, but there are certain things that can give you negative die or positive die. And that's how it works. You basically, it's a contested roll against your positive die and your negative die. So at the end of each session, everyone goes around, says whether they observed a positive or negative trait in you in like one of those stats, and they like describe what it was. So everyone was kind of like, yeah, you know, Kylen was really kind, but she's like so naive, and she's like kind of a martyr, because at the end of that session, I did waste 2 rolls trying to get an NPC out of a building where there was a zombie. And everyone was like, no, just go. And I'm like, no, I'm going to get her out. Which, spoiler, I did get her out.
Ooh.
Caused
Nice.
me, I think, a lot of social stress, which I'm going to have to work through. But I was able to do it, so that was very satisfying. But at the end of that session, I did take a negative stat because I love screwing myself over. I love the drama, so I did take a negative. I think it was social stat, and I think that the descriptor was naive. I think that kind of summed that session up. So yeah, all of that to say, that's the spooky thing I'm gonna be doing this Wednesday, and it's a lot of fun. I don't really do very many spooky things because I get spooked very easily, as I'm sure you'll find out over the course of this episode when we're talking about spooky things.
Spooky.
But that spooky thing is a lot of fun.
So I think it's interesting to say that, like, hey, you've already, in that zombie game, you've said that, like, hey, you're a coward. But
oh yeah,
I don't know, just because you don't like spooky things. Oh, I guess it sort of makes sense.
Yeah, no.
Because like this is how you perceive yourself.
Oh yeah, no,
because you don't like spooky things, scary games, scary movies. I guess that would make sense for why you portray that negative stat that way.
Oh yeah, I think I'm very critical of myself in most circumstances anyway, but I decide to harp on that negativity of myself when creating this zombie game version of myself.
Playing into negative stats. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So
that's exactly what I did with Blake and his charisma.
Good. But my character, the very
I
first
thought this episode was going to be where we don't talk about our OCs.
I'm not talking about my OC. I'm talking about myself.
But you're your own original character. You're the most original character you got.
Yes, bitch. Parkour. Woo! But yeah, no, the very first episode, the very first time we came across any sort of zombie nonsense, I freaked out most of the time. I'm like, oh shit, oh fuck. And was panicking most of the time. So I panicked so much that in the second episode, spoilers again, that one of our NPCs was not doing too hot because a lot of people got shot at the end of the first episode. And the character Scott, who I mentioned earlier, was the one checking in on him, found out he wasn't doing too good. But whenever I asked about it, he was like, oh, he's going to be fine. And his rationale in game was because he was talking to another character. It's because, yeah, Kylen gets very anxious. I don't want to worry her.
Oh.
And then I was able to eavesdrop on that conversation in game. So it hasn't come up yet, but I really want to like mention it. Just be like, hey, fuck you for not trusting me. Like, that kind of shit. Because, I live for the drama.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but yeah,
feel
no.
That T-hunty.
But no, I love playing that version of myself. Because while it is overly critical, I'm just like, yeah, well, it's a lot of exaggerated features.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I should check that game out on Wednesdays. Who knows? I'll probably die soon because of my selflessness.
Don't we love player deaths in this channel?
Ooh. Ooh-wee.
Maybe we'll revisit that during season 2.
Ooh, fuck. Oh my god. Yeah, to date this episode, season 2 of Dragon Knights started. Oh, that was so much fun. We have a new player character now.
PB plays inside, who I've actually played with in my very first Twitch role-playing game.
Yeah, you did.
And like, PB and I have like been in each other's circles for like a long time. We know and respect one another, or at least I think that she knows and respects me. But like she at least recognizes my handle. And at like whenever we went to Gen Con, she like asked me about that and stuff. But like I'm so happy that we're playing in another game with her because
yeah,
like she's such a genuine human being.
yeah.
I love her.
I've never met her because you've been involved in the online tabletop RPG scene longer than I have. I've only recently joined the summer, Dragon Knights being my first long-term campaign thing. So, but I have like heard of her and like through you, and I'm like, oh yeah, she seems really cool. But this is my first time actually playing with her, and she was, she's very cool. Everyone involved in that campaign is very cool. So definitely excited for season 2, seeing where that's going. I think, or at least, speaking from my perspective, I think we had a lot of fun in this episode.
Oh yeah, I got to show off a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, the first half was terrifying, but the second half was goofy. Mm-hmm. That's fun because, honest to God, I've never had a bathhouse episode before, and I feel like that's a rite of passage.
Well, we weren't all in the same tub, so
yeah, we weren't all.
We were in the same tub, not at the same time.
Now, Pro Restarter almost put us in the same tub at the same time, but I was like, oh no.
I mean, I walked right into that. Y'all all could have come in.
Yeah, could have, but Zephyr's a gentleman. Despite what everyone says, despite your perceptions, he is a gentleman.
Sure.
Now, is he a little arrogant now, based on recent events?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But yes, King.
But it's very justified because, okay. So
we'll get back into the swoop in a little bit, but we gotta spill this tea.
So spoilers if you haven't watched Dragon Knights. So Zephyr in this lifetime was a nobody. Was, like a beggar orphan for most of his life.
On my planet, I was a loser. Like humanity.
Yes, he was Venom. But until he got involved with the Opal and then made terrible decisions from then on. But even then, he was still like a fucking loser. And then all of a sudden, he finds out that he's royalty from a past life. So this is all very new and strange to him. And finally, he's like, "Oh shit, I'm somebody." So yeah, because he's kind of like a dumb asshole anyway. It's just like exemplifying that side of his personality even more. So he's like, oh shit, I'm actually worth something. So he's really relishing in it. So, because we didn't do anything super serious this episode, I really wanted to have fun with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, my good and sweet boy. I love him. He's definitely flawed in so many ways, but I love him.
Oh, he's so great. So spoopy.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down my spine.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down my... What was the... You don't like scary movies.
Oh, bitch, no. So, I've never liked anything scary, ever. Ever since I was the smallest, tiniest little baby. Like, the little baby swings that would rock back and forth, like, automatically?
Sure.
I would cry whenever I was put in those. Because that was too much adrenaline for me.
Oh, no.
And so, that trend has continued ever since my small little baby days. And so I very much do not like anything scary. I don't like jump scares. I don't like body gore. I I don't like anything really that's spooky or scary.
I sort of feel I don't like jump scares.
Oh, bitch, no.
I I think that they're effective, but I think they're also cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer like creepy stuff. I like watching scary games. I like watching playthroughs of scary games. GT Live, Markiplier, uh, John Wolf. I like watching them go through scary experiences and being able to analyze it from there. Because I'm in it for the lore. Let's be honest.
Lore, trademark.
Lore. I like let's say Five Nights at Freddy's. Wonderful series. Kind of cancerous series, but kind of really interesting series. Game Theory, Markiplier, like I love their breakdowns of the series. Jacksepticeye, Dako, love it. But that series is built on jump scares, something that I don't enjoy being a part of.
Oh yeah, no, I cannot. I don't play scary games. I don't like watching people play scary games. The only playthrough that I tried to watch, besides the time where you were streaming the Slender Man game,
which we'll talk about.
Which, to be honest, I barely looked at the screen. I'm sorry. I tried to look at it as
I accept this.
But no, I don't do scary games. And whenever TSV, my boyfriend, was streaming Amnesia back this summer, I was like, no, fuck it, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not gonna watch you. I'm sorry, I know you're my boyfriend, but I'm not gonna support this. So no, I'm very terrible about it. I think the last scary game that I did try to play was back in high school. I tried to play Slender, like the very first Slender.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at like this party full of people, like someone had pulled it up on the computer. And another girl played it first. And she was like kind of known throughout our friend group as being, you know, kind of like emotional and stuff. So everyone thought she was going to do badly, but she did very well. She got several pages. And, you know, not to be shown up, I was like, let me play. I'll play. Knowing inside, like, oh my God, bitch, what have you signed yourself up for? So I was like kind of going along, and one of my friends was kind of showing me how to play. He's like, oh, you know, you move the mouse if you want to look around. And while he was moving the mouse for me, it was kind of like zooming over like the camera pretty quickly, and it was like, what's Slender, what's and so the moment that I saw Slenderman in like that brief split second, so like I was kind of like sitting in this chair, I like dropped down to the floor. Like I literally hit the floor. I was so scared, and they were like, Kylie, get up. I'm like, no, screaming and shit. And they're like, get up, and I'm like, and I tried to like walk around for a little bit, and for whatever reason, I saw Slenderman again. And I don't even think I collected one note. I might have collected just one, but I don't remember if I did.
Well, see, in the original, he doesn't spawn until like 5 minutes have passed, unless you collect your first note. So
okay, well then I probably only collected one note. But the time I saw him the second time, I hit the floor again and literally, honest to God, crawled to the bathroom that was across the way. And Kylie, go play. And I was like, no, you can't make me. And locked myself in the bathroom and made someone else play. That's how big of a fucking chicken I am.
So I'm gonna reveal some lore here. Some lore about the Cybrwulf channel.
More parkour.
Lore parkour. Parkour.
Parkour.
The reason that I started my Twitch channel, number one, it was to capture the 6105 days.
Yes.
Where we just got drunk and played video games and just shot the shit.
Yes.
What we're doing now, but without the video games.
Truly, yes.
The reason that I originally said, hey, do y'all want to stream stuff and be in my chat, is because I really wanted to play Slender again. I loaded up the game. I said, oh shit, this is too scary. I don't want to do this alone. So I started streaming regularly because I wanted people to be with me whenever I played Slender again, because I was too scared to do it alone.
Oh, man.
But Slender is I want to say that it's the only horror game that I've played. Because I love the Slender lore. Like, I watch Marble Hornets, I watch Try12. They're honestly wonderful at editing and setting up this crazy lore and stuff without a whole bunch of jump scares. Because again, I don't like jump scares.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like jump scares. But the Slenderman mythos always fascinated me. It's this eldritch horror with this random person that was spawned by the internet within my own age. This is great. And in high school, I was obsessed with the Slenderman mythos. I was leaving drawings that I did in people's lockers and stuff, and I was like, oh, the Slenderman.
Oh my god.
Because I was a little shit in high school. I'm surprised I even had friends. But that's the kind of shit that I would pull.
Oh my god, I can't wait for the Kylen and Connor lore episode.
Ooh, we're gonna get way too deep in that one. But I love the Slenderman mythos. I was writing short stories and everything because I loved this character. And even now I'm still in the first D&D game that I ran for, second one that I ran for y'all, I had little Slendermen showing up.
Really? Wait.
Yeah, they were the dark mimics that were taking the forms of people, but in their true form they look like Slendermen.
Was this wasn't the werewolf one shot, was it?
No.
Oof.
It was in Pathfinder.
I was in Pathfinder. Okay.
Yeah. But I like that game. I played that on my channel. You can see that in the archives on this channel.
Yeah.
That y'all are at if you are on YouTube. If by this point I've uploaded all of these to Anchor FM, you can visit you can visit twitch.tv/Cybrwulf1201 to see my live stuff, but somewhere there you can find the YouTube link where this is originally being posted.
Follow the clues.
Follow the clues. Find the trail.
There you will uncover hidden treasure.
But that's the only horror game that I've played on here. I know TSB has played Outlast, and I have watched people play Outlast, but I haven't played any other scary games.
That's the one where they're in the insane asylum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that's the one that I explicitly went to bed during, and he was like, oh, so you're not gonna watch me stream? And I was like, I love you, but fuck no.
Yeah, I like watching horror stuff.
No, I can't even do that.
But I don't like playing it because I get so stressed out. Even like, so like I love the Harry Potter series. I love the video games. Harry Potter 3, there were a couple of like stealth sequences. I couldn't, because like it was being chased. I thought that it was being chased, and if anybody saw me, like I was just like, no.
Okay.
No. If I have to stealth, that's like horror shit for me. I hate it.
Okay, Connor, do you want to know something so sad that it's funny?
Absolutely. And I think our talkers would love to hear it too.
Do you want to know why I never got into the Harry Potter series as a child?
Yes. Absolutely.
So a lot of the friends in my friend group are huge Harry Potter fans, but I never got into it. And the reason is because whenever I was younger, I was watching, I think it's the second movie. I think it's Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
But it's the part in the movie where that one dude's cat gets petrified. Scared the shit out of me for some reason. So bad that I ejected the movie out of the VCR. Never watched it. Didn't watch any more Harry Potter movies because they petrified the cat. And I don't know, I guess for some reason in my mind I'm like, oh my god, the cat's dead.
So just to clarify this for everyone, Kyle with an N is a Mrs. Norris stan.
Oh, is that the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am a huge cat person anyway. So, but yeah, no, I don't know why, but like that's how big of a weenie I was growing up. That was so too scary for me. So I straight up ejected the VCR tape.
You used the VCR because you didn't want the cat to be petrified?
Yes.
You said yeet.
You know, yeet is the opposite of yoink.
Truly. All right. So, I would very much like for us to go to our first break.
Me too.
Because I have to pee, and it's going to be very difficult in this onesie.
So let us take a 30-minute bathroom break to get out of our onesies and go pee.
But y'all will only get 30 seconds of it, maybe, because we recorded a little bit of B-sides for this. So,
and we're going to play something spooky, ooky, kooky for you.
Yeah, but what should Sober Cyber put on top of this?
The Monster Mash.
Monster Mash. Well, we got the audio, but what should I plaster on it?
Just like the ghost emoji.
The ghost
Apple.
Emoji. Okay, specifically the iOS app ghost emoji.
Yes.
Cool. I will do it. Apple, please don't sue.
Yeah, frequent listener Apple Incorporated, please don't sue.
Truly. All right, we'll be back.
All right, babies. See you in a minute.
Bye. Yes.
Yasmin. Hey.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi. We don't remember what we were talking about last.
You know this is going to be a good episode because we are absolutely positively fucked.
We are wasted. We have spent our shmoony on alcohols.
Get that shmoony, by the way. Never stop chasing that shmoony.
Wherever you are, get that shmoony.
I hate that shmoony has become a popularized joke.
Well, it's not popularized until people start talking about it. But in the meantime, let us talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
let's talk about it.
So, I think we pretty much covered everything we want to talk about on spooky video games, because our consensus was, oh, we basically hate it.
Yeah, like I like Slender. I like Slender the Arrival for the lore, and because like it wasn't that terrifying of the game of a game. You can see the VODs of it on this channel if you're on YouTube. Again, but yeah, there's more to Halloween than spooky games.
What else? What else is there, Connor?
Well, I mean, there's scary movies. Do you like scary movies?
Fuck no, I hate those too.
Same. Like, over the past couple of weeks, I have been watching a lot of, like, CinemaSins on scary movies, just because, like, you get most of the exposition, you get a lot of the, like, weird inconsistencies and stuff, because I like CinemaSins as a channel. Like, they're memeable.
Yeah.
And they're also memorable.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to, like, get the gist of a whole bunch of really great movies without spending, like, 2 to 3 hours watching most of them.
And spending all that fucking money watching a movie.
Yeah, like, not everything is available on Netflix, and even then, yeah, Netflix costs monies. Netflix costs schmoonies.
Less schmoony than seeing a movie in movie theaters, though.
Yeah. Honest. What was the last scary or just like actiony with horror stuff in it that you've seen? Because I'm thinking of Venom.
So I don't know if, because I wasn't scared by Venom at all.
I also wasn't scared by Venom, but like he's still like that edgy horror-esque villain.
I mean, like, Venom's a little, like, I don't know, like, a little creepy and weird, but, like, not to the point where I was scared. I'm not saying something, because it doesn't take much to scare me, but...
Topher Grace's Venom was horrible.
See, I actually haven't watched the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, so I can't comment on that. I haven't watched a lot of...
I think they're all on Netflix.
Okay. Maybe I'll get around to watching those, but, you know, probably not. If I'm being honest with myself, but...
They're neat.
I think the last scary movie I actually watched... Okay. So, I don't exactly remember the last scary movie that I actually watched, to be honest, but the last scary movie I watched before that was the Evil Dead reboot.
Ooh, okay.
And I didn't even want to go see it, like, not even a little bit, but some of my friends wanted to go, and I was hanging out with them. It was one of those things like, oh, well, you know, I can't just not, because they're all going to see it. And so it was one of those things where I just, like, stayed on my phone the whole time in the movie theater. Like, I was that dick, but it was the only way that I could keep from, like, looking at the screen the whole time.
Yeah, survival mechanism.
Because, like, I don't like jump scares, but I think one thing that I don't like more than jump scares is just, like, body horror and body gore. Like, I don't like that kind of shit at all. Like, I don't think it adds anything to a movie whatsoever. I don't think it makes it entertaining. I just think it's gratuitous and gross. So I really don't like body horror. And The Evil Dead is, like, filled with that. It's just, like, blood, nasty, torture, gratuitous, awful shit. So
like the Saw movies and stuff. Yeah.
Well, see, I haven't even seen Saw. I mean, I've read, like, the plots of Saw on Wikipedia because I was curious, but, like, I guess the parts that I read, I was like, oh, no, I don't like that.
Well, I think the whole premise of the Saw movies, which you can comment down below if I'm incorrect, but I won't read them. Sorry, not sorry.
I'll probably read them, though.
Maybe. Is that like you're supposed to like torture yourself to become a better person if you survive?
Yeah, something like that. But I don't know. I don't like gory shit. I don't know. I just no, it's not for me. So I stayed on my phone the whole movie just to keep myself from being too grossed out and scared. And then I think after that I went and saw another movie, but I cannot remember the name of it. But I can tell you what was in it. It was like it might have been like a one of those Conjuring movies. The one where they do like the home video and like the houses. You know what I'm talking about? Are those the Conjuring movies?
It could be Conjuring, it could be Paranormal Activity.
Oh, yeah, that I think that's what it was. Paranormal Activity. But it was
Yeah.
the one where it was like they had the game with like the red, blue, green, yellow squares on it. And they were like, and the game was haunted, and they were asking it questions, and it would like light up and shit.
Hmm.
And it was like a lot of Hispanic teenagers. I really, honest to God, don't remember what it's called because I was on my phone for the entire movie for that movie too.
Doesn't
Um,
sound familiar to me, but listeners, y'all can comment below, but we probably won't read it.
I, I
Again.
probably will. I like to check. I like to check in every now and then on the videos. But yeah, no, that was the last movie I saw, scary movie I saw in movie theaters, and that was like probably back in when I graduated high school, so like 2013,
Oh, neat.
probably.
I've never seen a horror movie in theaters.
No, I've only seen
Ever.
two. I've only seen two, and it was the same situation with both, where my friends were going anyway. Excuse me, anyway, and I was stuck with them. So it was just like, well, I can't do anything else, so I have to go. And I think in both scenarios, I think someone else paid for my ticket, so it wasn't like I spent any money.
Hey.
um, so, but regardless, I had a miserable time because I hate all scary movies.
Oh. Well, hey. You got to spend time with friends. I guess. Maybe.
I mean, they all kind of like laughed at my misery
Oh.
because they were kind of dickholes about it.
Oh no. Oh no.
But you know, high school friends. What can you do?
That that that's sort of fair. Uh, I I do remember the last horror movie that I watched, and it was a while back. Just to segue back onto the Slender the Arrival topic, it was Marble Hornets. Always watching.
Oh.
It was another Slenderman video. It wasn't the like Slenderman that came out in 2018. It was a
Oh,
little
you
bit.
you haven't seen that one?
Mm-mm. I
Do
haven't
you
heard.
plan?
I actually haven't heard anything about it. I'd like to watch it, yeah, because I heard it was bad. I
Yeah,
heard it
I heard it
like
wasn't that good.
I heard it was real bad, but honestly, so was Marble Hornets. Always watching,
Mm,
which is like terrible because Marble Hornets was such a good series.
yeah.
Which, well, let's talk about that.
Ooh,
Um,
let's talk about it.
one of the best series that I've ever watched that was horror based, like Eldritch ish horror, where you don't really know what's going on, but like it's a lot of found video Blair Witch sort of stuff. Was Marble Hornets, uh, produced by Troy Has a Camera. Uh, I don't know the other actors, everything. I know Troy.
We'll put it down on the doobly doo.
No, we won't because I'm not going to research this before that. Um, but maybe I'll put a link down. Well, most people know Marble Hornets. It's a nice creepypasta, which we'll talk about. Uh, it's a nice creepypasta series with lots of lore implications. They've tried to continued the series a couple of times now with Clear Lakes 44 and Ekvanet. But yeah, it's neat stuff. They actually have had a couple of like Hollywood movies come out of it, like Always Watching, which I thought was neat, but bad. The dog died, so it was bad.
Oh no! I killed the dog.
Yeah, I there's a website for like if the dog dies in movies, and
Yeah.
it's such a lifesaver. It's great. I don't like dogs dying in movies. I don't like dogs being sad or hurt or anything.
Yeah, that's
I
just
love puppers.
that's just unnecessary. You don't need to do all that.
But like humans, yeah, do whatever you want. I'm cool with it. We were talking about something.
You were talking about Marble Hornets and
So yeah, Always Watching a Marble Hornet Story was the last scary movie that I've seen. It was okay. Like I'm okay with watching scary movies and like learning about the lore and stuff. If there's jump scares, I prefer not to, but I'll still watch the movie.
yeah, no, I'm that big of a chicken. I just hate it. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've never had like someone there that I can like hold on to during scary movies. Like just be like, oh no, I'm scared, and like wrap my arms around them. No, because I'd only go with like platonic friends every time.
Aw.
But I'm sure even if I did, I was in like, a situation where TSB was there and I could like hold him and stuff, I would still be scared out of my mind and miserable. So, who knows?
Well, okay, maybe horror movies and games are a little bit too interactive for it, but I don't know. Have you dealt with other horror genres, like maybe horror novels?
Okay. So when I was younger, I definitely tried to avoid horror novels because again, I'm that big of a chicken. I'm sorry to be boring, folks, but I was that big of a chicken. I think I even avoided Goosebumps of all things. I think the scariest story that I read as a child was like The Girl with the Red Ribbon, I think was the name of it, or like The Girl with a Ribbon, whatever it was, but with like the girl with the ribbon around her neck.
Mm-hmm. The Wolf Among Us.
Sorry?
The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, and they touch upon the Wolf Among Us, but if you take the ribbon off, oop, there goes the head. Yeah, what's the name of that series? I think it was like Scariest Stories to Tell in the Dark, maybe?
Yes.
Where it was just like a collection of short, mildly scary stories, but even then was a lot for me because, again, I have problems with adrenaline. So, but...
See, I'm a caffeine addict, so...
But, to be honest, out of all forms of taking in scary things, reading scary things is the least scary to me because my mind can control how scary something is, and whatever I think of is not, like a jump scare or something unexpected because it's something that I think of. Because even if I think of something where I'm like, oh, that's kind of, ooh, I don't like that, it's still not as bad as a jump scare. You know what I mean? So I've gotten to the point where I can read scary things. I don't think I've read a scary novel in a while, but there was a period of time whenever I was in high school maybe where I was obsessed with reading creepypastas for video games.
Ooh.
I would read those. And a lot of them weren't that good, as creepypastas are. They're very hit or miss.
Yeah, we've already touched on like the Slender Man. well, that's a very popular creepypasta, but for video games, I don't know. Let's talk about a couple of them.
Let's spooky parkour talk about it.
Ooh.
But yeah, I mostly tended to stick with series that I knew and loved. So I have I think off the top of my head probably like 3 favorites. So like in no particular order. Um, uh, the Lavender Town Syndrome creepypasta. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, it's a story that's kind of written, I think it was almost like journal entries or diary entries of from the perspective of someone who's developing the original Pokemon Red and Green games in Japan, talking about how they were playing the original Lavender Town music and how it was composed slightly differently. Like there was something different with the tones, and I think they were like in the story like play testing it or something. And it ended up where children were like committing suicide or yeah, some shit like that. And it was like this kind of long drawn out story, and it ended up with I think that person committing suicide. But oof, that gave me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know if you had read that one.
I haven't actually.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
haven't read a lot of creepypastas, but I have seen a few YouTube videos of those creepypastas.
See, and I can't watch videos because, again, I can't control how scary something is. In my mind, I can, but if someone else creates something, then I can't really control how scary something is. And, although I did see a couple of YouTube videos for one creepypasta, just to kind of segue a little bit, and that is Ben Drowned.
Ooh.
I did watch the videos accompanying that one.
It's very timely because I just finished my Majora's Mask playthrough for today.
You did just your Majora's Mask playthrough.
And actually, it started with me finishing the mini dungeon where you learn the song that summons Ben.
Yes, we did in this last episode learn the Elegy of Emptiness. So that one is another creepypasta that's kind of written from like a meta perspective.
Yeah, like I think there's like crap, what's the chatbot? Ask.
Oh, yeah,
Willie,
I can tell you about it because I did read up on it very recently while you were playing your playthrough, actually, because it reminded me of it. So the creepypasta goes, there's this guy who goes to a garage sale, buys like a very well, actually, it was a free copy of Majora's Mask unmarked. Something kind of off about it. So he goes to play the game, and there's a save file for Ben, but he creates a new save file, and over the course of the game, it like makes him delete his save file, and he has to play the Ben save file. But then the spooky stuff extends outside of the game. He ends up using like the Google chatbot thing. I don't remember what it's called. And the game ends up talking to him outside of that because I think he was porting videos from the game to his computer, so somehow whatever was on the game got to his computer, then got into his head, and then it was also one of those things where it was written in like a journal style. Mm-hmm. But whoever did it also made accompanying videos where they like, edited the game to make it where it was like, footage from it, and
right.
Jesus, it was so scary to me. I can't. Every time I hear that scream now, I get flashbacks.
The link falling from a very long, yeah.
Yeah, whatever scream they use in the video, and then like where they play the song of healing backwards. Ugh.
Oof. Which Majora's Mask is already such a like dark and scary game. Like,
Oh,
uh,
oh, Jesus, yeah.
like we've already talked today about how the game gets to my feelies, but the Link Elegy of Emptiness statue is already so terrifying to have it like just randomly spawn. That is so unsettling. And there are already parts of the game that are just so unsettling.
Yeah, you know my fan theory that the Song of Healing is not for healing at all. That it's just for trapping souls and creating masks. Because I don't trust the Happy Mask salesman at
Yeah,
all.
the Happy Mask salesman is sketchy AF.
Like, ooh.
So we've talked about two. Because I want to change the topic real fast, we've talked about two of your creepypastas. What was the third one?
Okay. The last one that I can think of is called Pokemon Black, and this was released, way before they did the DS game Pokemon Black.
Right.
And
this was a copy of Fire Red or Leaf Green, right? No,
it was like a copy of like
regular.
original Red or Blue, and again, kind of the same premise as most of these creepy pasta stores go. Someone buys like a weird uh, discounted copy of a game that's unmarked, and they go to play it. And in this game, you could get, all the same stars. You get Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, or you could get Ghost. And Ghost had the same sprite as the unidentified ghost when you don't have the Sylph Scope in Lavender Tower. So those sprites. So that's what Ghost looked like. And Ghost had this move called Curse, I believe it was. And of course, this was like Gen 1 before they had the actual move Curse, which, does what it does depending on whether or not your Pokemon's a ghost type. But in this version of the game, if you used it, it could essentially kill a Pokemon. And then you could also use it on a trainer and kill a trainer. So whenever, after the person who was writing the story would be done with the battle, they would hear these like gross, distorted cries. And then they would get out of the battle screen, and wherever the trainer sprite was, there was like a little tombstone sprite instead. And so this person went through the whole game. They didn't use any other Pokemon. They just used the ghost using Curse, and basically like killed everyone throughout their entire journey. They go through the Elite Four and everything. They finish the game, and then they beat the Elite Four, and then gets to the part where it plays like they see a sprite of every Pokemon, every trainer they had ever defeated, and it has like all of their low, distorted cries, very creepy. And then like there's some screen where it's like, years later or something like that, and your sprite's no longer, Red or whoever. It's like an old man sprite, and you're somewhere. I don't remember where. You don't have like any Pokemon anymore. There's really no one in the world to interact with, and you can go through the grass and there's no Pokemon, but you basically the story, they're, for whatever reason, they decide to walk back to their home in Pallet Town, and it takes forever because the old man sprite's super slow, and they get back to their home and they hear the cry of the ghost Pokemon, and then they're in a battle with it, right? And so there's nothing you can do as an old man. You can struggle, but it doesn't do anything. And then the ghost man slowly chips away at your health. You're dwindling down to nothing. And then when you're almost to nothing, it uses the curse attack. And then it takes you to the main menu, and there's no more save anymore. And that's basically the end of that one. So that one's like kind of creepy, but not like too creepy. It's not like one of those where it's like, and then I went crazy and killed myself in real life type ones. It was just for like, the game was creepy, but that was it.
Have you seen the one with Silver? Where he like cuts off his arms and stuff?
Oh, you mean the one where he's like on Mount Silver and it's like so cold?
Yeah.
Yes, that's another one of my favorites. Oh, I hate it though.
Thanks. I hate it.
Honestly, like the art for it is like so creepy, but like outside of the art, the story itself is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very creepy, but
I love it. Like, it's so good.
Do you remember enough of it to share it with our listeners?
No, I really don't. Like, apparently there's some, like, unknown that spell creepy shit, and you have a Pikachu that goes crazy or something.
Yeah.
But, like, eventually you're left with just Silver Sprite with, like, all of his arms and legs cut off.
Yeah, because you're up on, like, Mount Silver, and it's, like, so cold. It's way too cold. And it's just... Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's so creepy, but I can't remember enough details to share.
Do you know Jeff the Killer?
Okay, so like I vaguely know about it, but I haven't looked that much into it because like it's too creepy for me.
Like he just goes crazy and like cuts off his eyelids so he can keep his eyes open.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
And kills people because it's Jeff the Killer.
I don't like that at all.
Neither do I. But
you know what I hate, actually?
What do you hate?
Not to be shade or anything, but like...
Me.
The subsection of like Tumblr that is obsessed with like serial killers and creepypasta characters and like almost romantically interested in them. That's the shit I don't like.
Ooh. Controversial.
No, because they'll do like this role play post shit where they're like, oh, Slender Man's my boyfriend or Jeff the Killer's my boyfriend. No, the fuck they ain't.
They gonna get you. They gonna eat you.
Stop that.
What if you go back to your house and they're like 3 Slender Men? They gonna eat your titties and your pussy.
And your face and shit. I don't like that at all. So we have a controversial take for the day.
Yeah, it's really weird. But like, I don't know, people had their obsessions and stuff. I was obsessed with Slender Man for a while.
Yeah, but you weren't like, Slender Man's my boyfriend. Unless, not to kink shame.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh!
Nah. No, everyone knows me. They know I'm on more of a werewolf kink. But
can we talk about that?
Do you want to talk about that?
You want to talk about that?
What horror movie monsters, or what classic horror movie monsters do you like?
Oh, geez, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Classic horror movie monsters.
While you think about it, I'll talk about werewolves.
Oh, yeah, go off, Hunty.
Yeah, so like whenever I was like 3 or 4 or whatever, we had the like Goosebumps VHSs. And like we would play stuff like the Werewolf of Fever Swamp. And I was like, that's cool. Like, dudes turn into wolves and shit. My dad raised drug dogs and stuff, so like I was always surrounded by canines and stuff. So I was like, hey, that's neat.
Awoo reacts only.
And thus began a 20-something year-long obsession with dogs and wolves and werewolves and stuff. I always thought that it was a very neat concept to explore. the separation between what is considered human, what is considered a beast, and the infectious nature of savagery, that sort of cursed nature of humans. I don't know. A lot of that just seems interesting to explore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And boys do like to explore it deeply.
I know. Wolves are badass, and I like them. But
It's I remember I think probably one of the first, if not the first, D&D one shot that Connor ran for me and a couple of our friends. We were kind of going through it, and the whole time we were joking, oh man, I bet there's werewolves. There's gotta be werewolves. Just kind of like kidding and joking amongst ourselves. And bitch, wouldn't you know it?
we'll see. Okay, that one shot was actually a blatant ripoff of Matt Mercer's Deadlands one shot, where there was a silver mine that was run by werewolves.
And bitch, wouldn't you know it? Ah woo. But yeah, that's Connor's MO. Werewolves in some form or fashion. I was kind of we always pick at them, but it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Love the monsters you love.
I accept this.
I don't know if I have a strong attachment to any monster as you have, but
Yeah, no one's obsessed as far as I am.
but if I had to pick one, to be a little cliche, I guess, I do like vampires. I think vampires are interesting, depending on the type of lore you get.
Yeah, the like ageless human adjacent people.
Yeah, like well, I'm not entirely familiar with the series, but I'm fascinated by the concept of Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
And like the idea of kind of trying to blend in.
I know. Eventually, Mophidius, or however you pronounce the company, they'll send me my Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition box. And I'll be able to run some stuff, maybe.
Ooh, yes. But I'm fascinated by the idea of like this secret vampire society within human society where you have to play by the rules and there's a hierarchy. And then there's different families with different manifestations of their power. Like that fascinates me. And to be honest, back in I think 7th or 8th grade, I really did like Twilight before all the movies and shit came out.
I still like Twilight.
I mean, I was a hipster kid back in middle school, to be completely honest. So back whenever the movies came out, I was kind of like, whatever. I liked it first, so I kind of like dropped it off just because I was a little snooty shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I did really enjoy reading the books because I was interested in that vampire aspect.
I've read the books like 3 times.
Ooh.
Just because, like, I mean,
you're probably in it for Jacob and all that.
I was honestly in it for Jacob the Sassmaster. But
see, yeah, and I was in it for like the vampires and shit because I thought like they were super cool. Like, Alice was super cool.
Alice is bae.
What a queen, honestly.
Such a queen. And
I saw a meme.
I don't know the actress's name who portrayed her in the movies, but she did such a good job.
I saw a meme semi-recently that was like, if Alice is your favorite character, you're bisexual now. And I'm just like, oof.
Oof. Oof.
Attacked. But yeah, no, I did like Alice. Who else do I like? I think I like Jasper too.
Jasper was so cool. Cause
yeah, Jesper was a very interesting character because, you know, like you had him in like I think the first or second book where he like went off because like Bella sliced her finger on wrapping paper or some shit like that.
Yeah, that was the second one, but like in the third one where you get to know his backstory, where like he was a Civil War soldier for the
Yes.
South, and like, oh my gosh. Um,
Yes.
Eclipse and Beautiful Creatures both talk about like this southern supernatural underworld that happened during the Civil War, and like I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, that's so neat.
Yeah, and then there
That
was
that like legitimate Southern Gothic thing. Oh, that
I'm trying to remember.
that's so neat.
I
Uh,
think there was also like Kieran or Kellen, I don't remember his name, but I don't remember, and I don't even remember his backstory either. I remember Rosalie, and she was kind of a bitch, but then I remember you learn her backstory, and it's kind of justified.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't remember too terribly much about them. But like, honestly, like, despite as much shit as the Twilight series gets, the books were not a bad read.
Uh, they were they weren't written super well, and they had a lot of plot holes and inconsistencies
Oh
and
yeah, no,
stuff.
it wasn't.
But they were neat
Yeah, it
for
wasn't
the
winning any
group that they
fucking.
were assigned to, or
Yeah,
like the target demographic.
yeah, it wasn't winning any fucking awards, but you know, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
God, you know, honest to God, I remember reading like the first part of like New Moon, the second book, and like after Edward like left Bella, I was so sad for like days afterwards. Like I was just like laying in my bedroom and I was just like, what's
Aww.
and I was in like seventh fucking grade. Nothing bad had ever happened to me.
So I read Twilight in a day.
Oh my God. I went through those books so fast. I think the only one that I did take my time on was New Moon because I was too sad to fucking read it after.
I took my time at New Moon because like I had already gone through Twilight in one day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry that this is what the episode is divulged or devolved into.
Let
But
us relive middle school.
I want to completely like hide most of middle school behind a veil, but I'll talk about Twilight. Why not? Uh, I finished Twilight in within a day, but like my parents were buying me the books because like I was a middle school kid raised in a very rural environment where I couldn't get a job and make my own money, so like I had to wait on them. But like they had like got me all the books for Christmas and stuff. But I had finished Twilight in a day, and I'm like, I don't have anything to read because I finished this in a day. And they're like, okay, well, we'll let you read New Moon, but you have to make it last until Christmas. And so I did. I'm like, okay, well, I can't like have fun reading now. Let me just. Oh, there's werewolves in this. Shh, stop. I can't just last.
Oh no, dude, I was a library kid like all the way. I never bought books or anything. I just either borrowed books from friends or borrowed books from the library.
Well, see, like this is like right around the time where like the very first Twilight movie was coming out, so everyone wanted to read those books, and I wasn't on the library wait list, and like my application to like work in the library was lost or stolen or whatever. So like I never got to work in the library, so I never got to read those books.
Fun fact, my 8th grade year, I was a library assistant, so I got to work in the library for my 8th period at school every day.
Yeah, I could have done the same, but my application never made it to them somehow.
See, I didn't even apply for that. They just like let me do that. Like it was strange. Like in my middle school, it's like, okay, if you make good grades, you can be an office assistant. But at that time, they just moved. Well, they didn't move. They had where I went to elementary, middle school. It was all one campus, so elementary, middle, and high school was all in uh, the same plot of land, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah.
And so at that time they just built a new high school building, and with that they decided to put in a new high school library. So they were trying to move books over from the elementary middle school library to the high school library. So at the time, they were just like, oh, Kylie makes good grades and she likes to read, because I was kind of famous at my school for having the most AR points.
AR, accelerated reading.
Dude, I was the fucking AR queen. I was the poster child for AR. The next time I go to my parents' house, I'll have to show you the fucking poster they made of me. It's fucking funny as shit. So they, instead of making me an office assistant that year, they made me the library assistant. So I helped basically set up the library for that upcoming year. But then afterwards, there wasn't really anything for me to do, so I just like read books and magazines during that period instead. Yeah. So, but you know, it was a fucking fun job.
Yeah. Shit. We were talking about novels and everything, but
yeah, and then we got sidetracked on the Twilight. Oh yeah, because we were talking about what my favorite monster was, and I said vampires, and I got sidetracked.
But yeah, we're on the topic of like novels that contain horror monsters. I've read Dracula. That's all I got. That's the only like horror novel that I've read.
See, I don't know if I've ever actually read like the original Dracula.
Like classic horror novels or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I owned Frankenstein, but I've never actually read it.
Yeah, no, I've never read Frankenstein either. Because in my ninth grade year of high school, we had like a project where everyone in a class read a different book and did a book report. So someone else did Frankenstein. So I got the gist of Frankenstein, but I never read it myself.
Mary Shelley, author of, or mother of modern science fiction.
Dude, I found out some metal as fuck facts about Mary Shelley recently.
That like she had part of her husband's body like carried with her. For years.
I think it was like his calcified heart, or like part of it.
Yeah, calcified heart, yeah.
And then she like fucked on her mom's grave, which is honestly hardcore as fuck.
Really, Mary Shelley, bae. I do want to pitch a wonderful, not so much horror novel series, but like a series that has a lot of classical monsters and stuff. It is an adult novel series. Carrie Vaughn, her Kitty Norval series, Kitty in the Midnight Hour, is the first book of it. It's a werewolf that does a talk radio show, very much similar to what we're doing right now.
Let's ah-woo about it.
Let's ah-woo about it. Great series. Honestly shaped me as a human being. And I was so sad whenever the last book came out. Great stuff. I just want to say, like, one of the best novels that I've ever read. Kitty in the Midnight Hour. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Monster Hearts, like the tabletop game?
I'm familiar with what off_the_table has done with it, but I haven't actually like watched any sessions or have played the game or even like take the gander at the rule book.
Yeah, I'm very curious about it, so I think the next time we dance.
I'm also very curious about it. Apparently you can be a Sasquatch and like there's a lot of scent maneuvers and stuff.
Yeah, I think Dingo was a Sasquatch and something they did. So yeah, I'm very curious about it. So maybe that could be our challenge to ourselves, is to like look into Monster Hearts, since we're talking about spooky ooky kooky things.
Ooh. we're gonna get monstrous here.
Yes. I mean,
Right.
I love looking into new game series anyway, so, shouldn't be too hard.
Shouldn't be. All right. Are we about ready for a second break? Because I really had to pee.
Oh my god, Connor, what the fuck?
Ooh.
I mean,
We'll record some more B-sides for this.
if you need to take a break, let's take a break.
Take a break.
All right. Let's go.
Woo!
Ich hab's ja mal zu revisionist in den Lexi. Oops.
Boo!
Boo!
Oh, did I scare you, listeners?
Oh no. Why would you do that?
Because it's our spooky episode.
Spooky.
Oh. So it is almost Halloween by the time we're recording this.
It is.
So, and I know we talked about how this year we didn't have any cool Halloween plans, but in years past, how have you celebrated Halloween? How have you dressed up? Is there any costume that you liked?
Well, I can tell you, so like I grew up in not so much a like neighborhood where like so I did grow up in like an area where there was a neighborhood where you can go around and trick or treat and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We did do that very often, even though I lived like outside of where that neighborhood was. I'm sure most of y'all can dig up where that is, but
don't stalk us.
Don't stalk us. You'll end up probably where I'm from. But we went around to all the neighbor people, all the people that work with my parents, and got a whole bunch of candy that we quickly ate and got very sick off of. Ooh, I remember dressing up as Blue from Blue's Clues.
Oh, you know what's so funny, Connor? Honest to God, whenever I was younger, I don't remember how young, but I dressed up as Magenta from Blue's Clues.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
my gosh. Okay, so like right now Kylen and I are in a campaign together where we're gender bent versions of each other.
Wait, what?
Well, we're playing characters of the opposite gender, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I guess that previous statement was incorrect because we are definitely not playing versions of each other. Sorry. We're very drunk whenever we record this. I don't know if y'all know this, but we're definitely the yin and yang to each other. I think Magenta is a boy and Blue is a girl.
Yeah, I think I read something like that where that was the case.
I know Blue is a girl.
It kind of like mind fucked everyone.
I know Blue is a girl, and I know Green is a boy, and so is Periwinkle.
Yeah.
Blue's Clues was my shit whenever I was like 3 years old,
and that
was like the best part of my development growing up. That's how I learned about the planets. That's how I learned about color theory. That's how I learned about so much stuff. Great stuff.
Here's the mail. It never fails.
Does it make you want to wag your tail? When it comes, what do you want to do?
Whale.
Ooh.
Mail. Like, honest to God, yes. Same. Blue's Clues was my fucking shit. Ooh. That's saying something because I didn't really like watching TV that much. So, yeah. So, I'll have to...
Oh, I never caught it on TV. I had, like, the VHS tapes.
Oh, bitch.
That's like all I did. I just watched those on repeat.
So
the like planned episode where like they made it's gonna sound so bad, Uranus in a bottle.
Oof, I'm 12. But No, the next time I go home, not only will I have to find that poster, that AR poster of me, but I'll have to find pictures of me dressed up as magenta, and you'll have to find pictures of you dressed up as blue.
I don't own them.
No, you have no pictures?
I don't. Maybe my parents do, but...
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The next time we go to our parents' house, we'll have to, like, do some investigating.
Ooh. Well, maybe we'll be able to edit those back into this video, but honestly, I don't want to put that on Sober Connor. So.
Oh, yeah, no, not edit them in, but, post them after the fact. Our very loyal Latai listeners will hold us accountable, right?
Yes, our one listener. Me.
All right, Sober Connor. Hold us accountable.
So yeah, I remember dressing up as like Blue from Blue's Clues. I remember dressing up as a Dementor from Harry Potter 3.
Oh my god.
I remember dressing up as the Slender Man for whenever I was giving out candy in my neighborhood.
No, I've never given out candy before, but that's because I lived out in a cow pasture, so no one came to my house to get candy.
Right.
So I only ever trick-or-treated. I never gave out the treats.
I remember hiding out in the tree in my front yard with like bloody veins drawn in Sharpie on my skin, just like laying down like a scarecrow. Just like moving my head whenever people walk by and like scaring the ever living fuck out of like all the kids and stuff. And then whenever I went to thespian conference, my very first time, some like secret lore.
Ooh.
One of the first things that like KyleWithAnN and Cybrwulf1201 bonded over was that we were both thespians.
We're both lesbians.
We are both lesbians. I learned how to make like horror movie fake blood with like chocolate syrup and cornstarch or whatever the like liquidy corn syrup stuff was, and some red and blue food coloring, and like made that on my lips and stuff. I was into like Castlevania at the time, so I was like, ooh, well, this makes you Dracula, right?
Yeah.
And like I would have some of that on my lips and stuff, and it looked like real fucking blood. Because I learned from the best. Toss. Oof. And yeah, I would just like put that on my lips and like go out just like regular fucking me with my mouth full of blood that was also sweet and delectable.
Tasty.
Yeah. And I would scare a lot of the kids just because, like, why does Connor have his mouth full of blood and stuff? Did Papa Wolf 1201 punch him in the face? Which did come up with a lot of the parents and the kids and stuff. They were just like, you better behave or I'm going to punch you in the mouth like that too, and you're going to have blood coming out of your mouth.
Oof.
That's what Papa Wolf 1201 did.
Oh, Jesus.
Which tells you the kind of area of the country I came from.
Oof. Registered trademark.
Oof.
But you know what's so funny? One of the first things I ever did in high school theater was every 4 years, the theater department would put on a haunted house as a fundraiser. So my freshman year was the year they decided to run the haunted house again, and it was called the Baron de la Mure, and there was like lore behind it.
Lore,
yes.
Lore.
So a theater teacher put some like long-standing lore behind it, and I don't remember all of it now, but like, for some reason the Baron would resurface like every 4 years and have a haunted house, and it was kind of scary because like I think the house they rented in before actually like burned down before like we could run it. So we ended up running it out of like an old Walmart, or like a section of the old Walmart in our town. So I got to participate in that, and it was so much fun. Because not only were you like acting, but it was a different sort of acting. It was like spooky, creepy acting. Like, how can you be as non-human and scary as possible? Which I was like in one of like the less like shock you scary rooms, but it was just like more of a creepy room. I was in like in a carnival room where we all just kind of like, so it was just like a room that was more unnerving than anything, but you know, it was still like a ton of fun. Like one of the coolest, most unique productions I was ever a part of. And just the fact that we were able to turn like this section of this old Walmart into like a haunted house, which we had like we hung like giant, you know, like trash bag material basically from the ceiling, and designed a path, and we had like come up with a theme for every room, and we assigned parts to it, and like, you know, we went and like rehearsed for like several nights what it would be like, and ran it for like a whole weekend. And God, it was so much fucking fun. You know, especially when you get to hear people's screams and see people just kind of be like, ooh, you know.
So was it, sorry to interrupt you, but is
No.
the thing that like people walked through and like had to find their own way through? Or was it like just, hey, this is a haunted house?
Well, no, because there was and there were like certain people who signed up for this role, but there was like a guide character who would like guide them for part of the haunted house. But we had something written in where the guide got like kidnapped. So they had to do the rest of the haunted house by themselves and like make it out and like defeat and escape the Baron. But yeah, no, that was a ton of fun.
Ooh. So I've gone through like one like high school haunted house. Was not scary at all. Like at all. I have also participated behind the scenes of one haunted house. More recently, this was during my senior year of college, where I was pledging a fraternity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was not supposed to, but me being the person that I am, people couldn't make it, so I stepped up to take a shift at a haunted house. And ended up having to stay there the entire night.
Oh, I remember the salt.
You remember the salt afterwards, which I love my fraternity. Even being like an old after grad alumni, like yeah. But you can go on my Instagram, like find me a picture of me and at Deuces Snitches in our makeup and everything for that. The people who did my makeup decided to make me into a Joker type character, where I talk during with my Mary's mom voice, and I just scared people talking like this.
Chocolate. I remember chocolate.
I remember when they first invented haunted houses. Ow.
I always hated it.
I always hated it. And it was so fun scaring people, but I had like 2 sips of alcohol the entire night and still got hungover.
Yeah, no, because they named
we made bad jungle juice that night.
Yeah, the punch that they made that night was so, I don't know what was wrong with it, but the next day I woke up with the worst fucking hangover in my entire life to where I couldn't get out of bed till 3 p.m., which is ridiculous. And we may need to edit this part out. We'll decide after the fact, but my fucking poop was green all day. Poop cannot be green.
Same. Oh my gosh, same. We're leaving this in.
Okay, we'll leave that in. Yeah, and I think everyone we talked to was like, dude.
We'll put a little like disclaimer up above there.
Okay. And I think everyone we talked to was like, dude, my poop is fucking green. And we were just like, oh my god, because that should not happen. But yeah, we were all hungover with green poo.
And some of us never even got drunk.
Yeah. What a sad time.
But I think all things considered, it was still a fun party. I think everyone had fun, and like I had fun, like standing behind the scenes for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, Connor.
Yeah.
What was your worst Halloween costume?
My worst Halloween costume was whenever I decided to like just cut up a plain white undershirt, plain white t-shirt, and like Sharpie red blood stains under it, and do the mouth thing, and just like sit outside.
So you're
like,
just
I thought that like being a person who was like stabbed to death, like I thought that was a good costume. And I like had a decrepit either Columbia or North Face like hoodless jacket on top of that was like opened up, and I thought I was being the shit, but I was not. I was being a lazy son of a
So you were just bloody Connor?
Yep. That was it. That was the entire costume.
Oh my god.
But what was your worst costume?
Okay, wait, so how old were you when you did this?
I was in high school.
Okay, so mine was in middle school. I think around 8th grade, though.
Okay.
I dressed up. Oh god, this is so embarrassing.
Ooh.
I dressed up as my Naruto OC.
Your Naruto OC.
Yes, which was me as a self-insert. And I had like, I made like a Village of the Hidden Leaf headband out of a sheet of notebook paper, or maybe two. And I did that, and then someone else made like some shuriken for me out of notebook paper, and I had that, and I like wore what I pictured that I would wear in the Naruto universe, which was just like a gray t-shirt and khaki shorts. And I fucking went to that to like a church Halloween party. And to explain to everyone, oh, you know, I'm a hang on, what the fuck was the female version of Shinobi? It was I cannot for the life of me remember it. I think it starts with a K, but I can't remember. But okay, whatever. You guys can yell at me in the comments, but I'm like, oh, you know, I'm a female shinobi. I'm a ninja. I'm from the village, the Hidden Leaf Village. Blah 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 blah. Because, in case you guys don't know, I was fucking obsessed with Naruto when I was younger. Like, unhealthily obsessed with Naruto. Like, I'd like watched every episode. This was before Shippuden. This is days before Shippuden. I watched every episode. You know, I was like on internet forums. I was like writing fan fiction. I was unhealthily obsessed. So yeah, it carried over into real life, into my Halloween costume. So, and I think there are still pictures of it. I don't think very many, because I was at the phase of my life where I didn't want pictures taken of me.
Yeah.
But like looking back on it, low-key embarrassing. Oh, another low-key embarrassing costume was the time I went to another church party dressed up as Misa from Death Note.
Oh.
it was like one of the first fucking times I'd ever interacted with like most of these people because I had just moved. And there was like a fucking costume contest and we had to do impressions. And I was like,
How do you do impressions of Misa?
basic I did something shitty, like, you know, I was talking about like light or some shit, you know, talking about like, oh, I'd do anything for you, some shit like that. But it was made a little less embarrassing by the fact that like someone else had like dressed up as Kakashi. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm on that shit. So that made it a little less embarrassing.
Hey.
So it was less embarrassing than the time I dressed up as my Naruto OC. So that's that on that.
See, I remember doing like Blue from Blue's Clues. I remember doing a Ghost. I remember doing a Dementor. I remember doing like Slenderman and tear up the shirt, dude.
Stabbed Connor. That's my next Halloween costume.
So for that party for my fraternity that I was doing, I was planning to dress up as Red from Pokemon, or from the Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Which I did revive that costume for like other things during that semester.
Yeah.
In the next semester. Last Halloween, or actually for actually the Halloween before, and last Halloween, I literally got so the hood that I wear on my Cybrwulf streams, I had a hood before that was very similar, but it was for a husky. I put on that. I put on like a like tail that you hook onto a belt. And I was like, hey, I'm gonna be the big bad wolf. Hey.
Oh, I remember that.
That's actually the first times that I've dressed up as a wolf for Halloween, or any sort of like werewolf sort of character.
Awu, first of all.
Awu. Yeah, because like even growing up, I was like, if I do this, it's going to be touching a little bit too hard. It's going to be sliding a little bit too hard into my brand. Let me not do that. Let me touch on other things.
Let me not go full furry.
I'm tempted to say never go full furry, but I'm also here to say live your best life.
Yeah.
So.
To our furry listeners, we support you. Support your endeavors.
Yeah, just be safe.
Yeah. Don't actually want to fuck animals though. That's a little anthropomorphic cartoon animals. Sure, go off, but you know, real animals, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's my tea.
Don't go full backwoods.
Don't go full
fuck shit titty cock.
We may need to edit that out, actually.
All right. So we've talked about
a
lot of stuff.
The last thing wrong was Halloween costumes. I don't know. Oh, we were talking about furries, and then we got to
fuck shit titty cock.
So yeah, furries live your best life. But be safe and be cool.
Yeah, we're talking about costumes. What do you have a best Halloween costume?
That wolf costume, because it was just like, it was chill. There wasn't a lot to it. Like the hood that I got for there was like $20. I was wearing like a Doctor Who Bad Wolf t-shirt with some flannel over it. The tail didn't cost that much, and like most people immediately knew what I was, and like it was chill. I could breathe. I could like not sweat too much.
Oh my god.
And I was still on my brand. But Kylen, what was your best costume?
Connor, I don't remember, but I was reminded, because I was thinking about costumes, and I was thinking about your Mad Hatter costume. Whenever we were in our
Oh my
freshman
gosh.
college.
So
And
that Mad Hatter costume was entirely Party City.
yes. But I don't even no, I dressed up as Peter Pan. That's what I dressed up as.
You did.
That was a fun DIY costume, but like Connor. That was, I don't know for you, but that was my first time actually drinking like a ton of alcohol.
So I think I drank nothing but like Bud Light Platinums during that night.
Yeah, and that was a period of time where I didn't drink beer, so I think I drank a lot of Mike's Hard. But it was a few days before I'd even turned 19, and it was my first time really like binge drinking at an actual party, and it was a Halloween party. And
Yeah. So this was a Halloween party that was thrown at the by a wonderful friend of ours. We'll keep their names safe for the purposes of this podcast. Maybe you'll be able to put pieces together later at some point. Maybe if you do your due diligence. But this was a party during our freshman year of college where we were drinking. I walked across campus in my Mad Hatter costume. Got a whole bunch of looks at me whenever I was doing so, because I lived on the other side of campus.
yes, and we had in that party, because like I said, it was my first time drinking a lot of alcohol and actually getting drunk.
And this was like before we started hanging out regularly.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I mean, we
had been hanging out.
Yeah, we
like
were.
This is before we were like ride or dies.
Yeah, we were friends at that point because
Yeah.
we were in a few of the same classes, and just like, oh, I want to be friends with Connor, and so
Yeah.
we were kind of like sitting near each other, but like, that party happened, and then we were getting drunk and playing Captain Dickhead.
Ooh,
and
Captain Dickhead.
Oh, what a fun fucking game!
What a wonderful game of alcohol and standard card decks. Oh, great.
And I was being such a fucking agent of chaos because two of her friends were, I think, flirting at the time and not dating, and I was making them do like dares, like, ooh, I dare you to touch so-and-so's butt. Ooh. Well, no, they're married now, so
they're married now. They're married now. We've actually talked about this before. It was at their wedding that we decided to launch this podcast.
Oh yeah. The night before their wedding, we decided to make a podcast. But yeah, so you're welcome. But Connor, we have a long-standing lie.
A long-standing lie. Let's lie about it.
Let's lie about it.
Ooh, let's lie about it.
We're at Indoor Adventure and our Squeak. So we have this long-standing lie that we would tell incoming freshmen every year after our year, and sometimes.
And for all intents and purposes, this is canon.
Yes.
This is what we decided is the canon.
Because I think sometimes we would tell people the truth, but I think most of the times, especially like the last year or so, we told the lie and did not tell the truth.
And like we would let people believe this for like years at a time.
Yes, we were, and even after after we decided on this lie, we were like, oh yeah, we're totally gonna tell people this lie. So we had this plan for years anyway, and so
what had happened was I was drunk.
Yes.
As I am known to be. I am a small man. I am very lightweight, both literally and alcoholically. And I had left this party and had to walk back to my dormitory, which was very far on the other side of campus from KyleWithAnN and our other soon-to-be squad mates.
Yes, you lived way on the other side of campus and way far away from where this party was. And for context clues, our campus had a body of water running through it, and a bayou running through it.
Which, there you go. You can find out what our campus is based off of that.
Don't.
I mean, you can.
But, yeah, so, being good friends, we decided to walk Connor back to his dormitory, over this bridge and over this body of water.
But I was just like, no. I can make it. Y'all go back. Y'all have a good night. Y'all get rest up, rehydrated, and everything. I can walk back. I will let you know whenever I make it back. I will text you.
But I think we walked you back regardless, or at least to your front door.
I don't think so.
Did we not? Oh, well, it's been years. I don't remember the actual story. I remember the lie more.
Okay, so I never texted back.
Fuck.
So, the canon is, whenever we were walking back, my drunk ass yeeted the fuck off the bridge and fell into this gonorrhea-ridden bayou water. This nasty, disgusting bog. And Kyle with an N had to valiantly go over to the Methodist Center and rent a canoe, steal a canoe, and paddle the fuck across the bayou to rescue my still Mad Hatter costume clad body.
Yes, the hat kept you afloat.
The hat kept me afloat, saved me from the alligators and the water moccasins that were coming for my soft undergrad body. My creamy Christian thighs.
Creamy Christian. I'm fucking dying.
So Kylen had to rescue me from the bayou's untranquil waters.
No! Terrible reference.
And send me back to safely. What had actually happened was my drunk ass just forgot to text back whenever I safely walked back to my dormitory.
But oh my god, I don't even remember how we concocted the story, but we did.
So literally what had happened was the very next day, y'all were like, Connor, what the you didn't text us back. We thought that you had fallen into the bayou. I was about to row out there and save you my damn self.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh my gosh, let's tell people that, whenever we tell the story of tonight, let's tell the story of tonight. We'll just tell people hey, Connor got real fucking wasted.
Which is not untrue.
It's definitely not untrue. But he fell in the bayou, and Kyle with an N had to go and steal a canoe to save him.
Yes, and we told that story for 3 years afterwards to, varying degrees of people believing us or not. And eventually we would sometimes let them in on the story, but I think the last year we did not tell those freshmen the truth.
I think the very first year we never told. I don't think we ever told Ginger Benchy whenever he came across.
No, I think we did.
We told him later.
Yeah, no, of course we told him later, but
I think it went months before we told him. I think.
Yeah, but I think
TSB we waited a year to tell him.
But the last group of incoming freshmen, I don't think we ever told them the truth. So if they do listen to Lex talk about it, they're in for a rude awakening in which they find out that we're fucking liars.
Kyle with an N is a fucking liar.
But yeah, no, we've told the lie so much that I remember more about the lie than I remember the actual truth, which says something about the human memory, I think.
Yeah, because like that's our canon now. That is our truth.
Yeah. I mean, of course, if it ever came to it, I would do my darndest to save you from a bayou, Connor.
Aw, bitch.
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 Oh Lord, how did we get on this subject?
We're talking about Halloween.
Yeah, so Halloween costumes. Oof. You know what's also good about Halloween?
What's good about Halloween?
Halloween candy.
Halloween candy is really good. Do you have a favorite?
Okay, I love chocolate.
I remember when they first invented chocolate. Sweet chocolate.
I will throw my ass back for chocolate.
I always hated it.
So, my favorites are I'm a woman of simple tastes. I like just plain chocolate of any variety, like Hershey's with almonds, Hershey Kisses, or just any sort of plain chocolate bar. I love Reese's, like Reese's Cups, Reese's Pieces, anything like that. Any sort of chocolate. But if I do have to go with fruity candy, I love sour gummy worms, or, and this is so incredibly specific, so try not to make too much fun of me, but
I will try my best.
If the other fruity candy that I really, really like is pineapple Haribo gummy bears. So not just gummy bears and not just any flavor of Haribo gummy bears, but the clear pineapple Haribo gummy bears.
Kylen, what the fuck?
What do you mean, what the fuck?
Haribo gummy bears are wonderful, except the pineapple gummy bears.
I love the pineapple gummy bears. Those are my favorite.
Okay, I will stand your wrong opinion because I will let you have all the pineapple gummy bears.
Okay.
And I will have all the rest except for lemon.
Then we can just share a bag of Haribo gummy bears, and then we'll have no problems because I will eat all of the clear pineapple Haribo gummy bears.
And I will keep all of the red, orange, and green to myself.
But you gotta admit, Haribo does have the best texture.
Haribo has the best flavors.
Yeah, true. So, yes.
Hashtag not sponsored by Haribo, but Bay. Please.
But yeah, no, really, it's just pineapple gummy bears. Just so weird because I'm like that kind of person who's like, ooh, all Skittles taste the same or whatever. But like,
Skittles don't taste the same though.
To me, they do. But I don't really like Skittles that much. So that's probably why. But like,
I used to fucking love Skittles. I used to fucking love so much of the fruity candy. Right now, I can barely stand sweets.
Ooh, so
I'm a salty individual, and we both know that.
Oh, you've been about that salt life. Pretty much as long as I've known you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird thing where like now I don't really like sweet stuff that much. Now, whenever I do get a craving, Twix, Snickers, those kind of like Mars chocolates with nougats and caramel and stuff.
Do you know about Take 5 bars?
I don't.
They're like chocolate, I think like caramel.
I remember the advertisements for them, but I've never had one.
Now, it's been a while since I've had them. I think since middle school. My dad used to buy them a lot, but it's like chocolate, maybe peanut butter caramel, and like pretzel. So it's like a good combination of salty sweet. They're really good.
Okay. Yeah. Never really tried it. Uh, Hershey's chocolate, I really don't have a thing for anymore. It sort of tastes like, in my mind, it tastes kind of like burnt.
Okay, yeah. That's fine.
But Mars chocolate definitely can deal with. Have you ever had a Wonka bar?
Oh.
It's literally just chocolate with graham crackers in it, but
I'm not
it's like
entirely
Nestle
sure.
made. That shit was great.
I'm sure I would like it.
The Wonka donuts, those were great.
Wonka donuts.
Yeah, they were literally just like the Nestle chocolate with like sprinkles on it,
Okay.
like arranged in a donut. They branded it as Wonka stuff because Nestle owns the Wonka.
Yeah, they own the rights to all that. Okay, interesting.
I like we said, Haribo gummy bears, great stuff. Handled in moderation.
What, moderation?
Handled in moderation. Like, don't overdo yourself on candy.
Yeah.
Right now, Whoppers are really great.
Oh.
Love some malted milk balls.
Oh, you know what else I like? This is another picky thing, but Dum-Dums, you know the suckers?
I literally keep a bowl of Dum-Dums at my desk.
Ooh.
Mostly for everyone else who's on my team and elsewhere. But
okay, but the only kind I like to eat is the blue raspberry kind.
I was about to say blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry.
It's the best.
God tier Dum-Dums.
It's the best. Now, I don't like blue raspberry like Jolly Ranchers.
What? No, I love blue raspberry Jolly.
I don't like blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers. I always thought that they were too sweet, too bitter.
No, I love them. So my workplace is one of the graduate assistants who works there keeps it stocked with Jolly Ranchers. So I have at least one every shift, and I love green apple and blue raspberry, which are two flavors that among the fruity candies that I will gravitate towards naturally because I love that sour sweet dichotomy.
Yeah, so I'll go for Dum-Dums. Like I said, I keep a bowl at my desk. I'll go for cherry and blue raspberry just because I like going for those tart flavors.
Blue raspberry, yes, I'm about that.
I'm also a fan of orange.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I'm a big fan of citrus. Obviously, lime is one of my favorite drinks and flavors.
Okay.
Why I'm thriving here in Austin, Texas.
What about Starburst? What's your favorite color, Starburst?
Orange, followed by pink.
That's interesting. Because I know most everyone says pink is their first favorite flavor, which is my
I used to think so, but no, it's orange for me.
No, I'm all about that pink life.
I think yellow is shit tier.
Okay, yeah.
But I mean, is Starburst yellow lemon or grapefruit?
Probably lemon, but I don't remember because I really only eat pink followed by red.
Or is it mango? Not sure, but I think the way I go is orange, pink, red, but I think I might be gravitating to orange, red, pink.
No, I think I just eat pink or red and try to avoid yellow and orange.
I like orange, but that's me.
Yeah, no. So we'll see. Then we can share a bag of Starburst.
Hey, look at us being great yin yangs, being great symbiotes.
But okay, which one of us would be the yin and which one of us would be the yang?
You're so much kinder and
not by much, I don't think.
Isn't yin supposed to be darker and angrier, but yang?
I think yin's a little more organized. I think just to kind of simplify, I think yin's a little more type A and yang is a little more type B. So like Yin's a little more organized and like put together, maybe a little stricter, and Yang's a little more like type B, a little more loose, a little more carefree.
I think in this podcast, then I would be yin and you would be yang.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely, because to let you into behind the scenes action, Connor will text me and be like, hey, I think we should talk about this. And I'm like, yeah, man, of course, whatever you want to talk about. Because literally, I can talk about anything, and most of the time, I will get us off track, regardless.
Which is what the best softcore podcast content comes from. You have wonderful people making a lot of money off of doing that.
Yeah.
But like, this is just our chance to like catch up and talk about stuff and enjoy each other's company.
Of course.
And then share a little bit of that with you guys.
Yes. Get in behind the scenes on this friendship that you wish you could be part of.
But you also are a part of a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Aw, bitch.
Wink.
Wink,
Kissy
wonk.
face emoji. Some tongue action.
Ooh. Do that some more.
Bah.
Bah. So, we've talked about a lot. We've talked about a lot of spoopy stuff.
Little
So.
spooky, scary skeletons.
Some spooky, scary skeletons. Some
Oh,
some zombie stuff. Ooh.
I have one more question.
Okay.
What is your biggest fear?
How deep are we trying to get?
I mean, how deep do you want to get? Because, I don't want to prod you to the point where you feel uncomfortable.
Okay, let's keep treading the waters. How about that?
Okay.
Fucking hate spiders. I've talked about this on the Majora's Mask stream whenever we were doing the spider houses, but like where I came from, like we would always have an infestation of what we called banana spiders. I think they were golden orb weaver spiders, but
Okay.
can't be completely certain. But like big ass spiders with really long yellow and black legs. They would come in swarms, like spreading webs across like the trees that I used to climb in, the chicken pens, the dog pens. Like, oh my gosh, they were everywhere.
Whoa.
They would like literally spread themselves between the barn and a tree where I like had a little clubhouse and stuff. And like you literally could not pass there without going in between spider webs and stuff. And so I was just like, not doing it. Not doing it because I didn't want things crawling on me that I could not get off of my body.
So extended to all spiders.
But specifically for banana spiders.
So anytime you get that feeling of like, oh, I feel like something's on me, I might have walked through a spider web, that was like terrifying for you?
Yeah. And I've told this story on stream, but like God bless my brother. But he ended up becoming a lot more arachnophobic than I was because he had a very traumatic experience where like we were a very outdoorsy family. And so like instead of like giving kids like their first bike, which like we did have our first bikes and everything, like we went through a lot of the suburban sort of stuff, even though we were a very rural family. We got our very first four-wheelers, our very first all-terrain vehicles.
Yee.
And like we had some like trails that we can four-wheel through, we could ride through, as long as we had helmets and as long as we were being safe and as long as we didn't go too far away from the house. Well, my brother ran through a banana spider web.
No.
And he was like, okay, well, this is weird and everything. And he kept riding. But then he saw some legs start creeping up from around the top of his baseball helmet visor.
Oh, no.
And then he like he screamed and slung off his helmet and like had to pull over and like hyperventilate for a little bit. But oh my god, he was so arachnophobic after that, because oh my god, having something like that, something as terrifying as just a normal ass spider in your face, oh my gosh, can that affect the development of a child?
Oh my god. See, I had that happen to me before in my car. Like, I had a spider crawl across my steering wheel while I was going like 70 miles an hour down a road. And see, that didn't make me arachnophobic, but it was enough to make me like pull my ass over and like attack. Oh my god, you wanna actually I have another story too. You wanna know a scary story?
Absolutely.
So, I used to live, I'm sure I've talked about this before, but I used to live like out in a cow pasture. And there was like a set of like cow pasture / woods behind my house. I used to like go and kind of explore. And I used to wear a certain pair of boots. And I kept the boots outside, kind of like in this outside container.
We're
So I
nothing but my boots of it. Oh, I'm gonna edit that out. Sorry.
So I walked out to this area, and it took about like 10 minutes to walk there. I was kind of like sitting down on this log. I felt kind of like an itch in my boot. I'm like, ooh, I don't know what that is. I took my boot off, and I like kind of dumped it
Geek and
out.
Sundry, nope emoji.
And I see this black spider. And now it's been a few years, so I don't remember it particularly, but I swear to God, there was red on the spider.
Oh shit.
So it might have been a black widow. But then again, human memory is a tricky thing. Like, I sworn I saw the black hourglass shape. So, bitch, I freaked the fuck out. I screamed and stomped the spider to death with this boot I had in my hand. And look, I was checking over my foot, and luckily I had not been bit. But the fact that potentially a black widow spider was inside my fucking shoe near my fucking foot, could have bit me at any time and probably killed my ass, was terrifying.
Absolutely.
But despite all that, spiders are not my biggest fear.
What is your biggest fear?
I mean,
how deep are we going?
I mean, if we're going with this kind of superficial fears, which is probably as comfortable as I think we want to go. Okay.
We're just making like awkward faces at each other, but I'm just like, yeah, I'll go deep. I already went deep on Majora's Mask today.
Okay, we'll test the waters. We'll see. But to go with that, my biggest kind of fear is, strangely enough, needles. I cannot stand needles. I don't like needles. Shots for me are honestly very terrifying. Like, I'm not the type of person who cries like at funerals, at sad things, whatever. But if you make me go to the doctor's office and get a shot, I will hyperventilate. I will cry 100% of the time. Because I just can't. I don't like the thought of being stuck with needle. Even now talking about it, I'm getting very uncomfortable.
Oh, absolutely. I completely understand. Honestly, my very first like memory of getting a shot was like back in the second grade, whenever I had mono and the flu at the same time, was about to get fucking pneumonia.
Oof.
And like I there was nothing I could do. I had to get a shot right up my skinny ass.
Oh no! On your ass.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I didn't have enough like muscle mass in my arms.
Oh.
I was a very small second grade kid. Oh my gosh, it hurt so much.
Yeah, I had to get
So like next time I had to get like I think it was a poison ivy shot. No, I think it was another flu shot, but like I remember poison ivy for some reason. And I like ran away.
Oh.
They
remember
caught me. Like I wasn't planning on running far, but like I ran a little bit. They had to like grab me from my shorts and stuff.
Yeah. I did get a shot on my ass one time. I actually went to the hospital for that because I had like very bad tooth pain, and for some reason they had to give me a shot on my ass. But no, you were talking about running away, and my sister, at least when she was younger, I'm not sure now, but she was also afraid of needles. And while I was the type to just like hyperventilate and cry, she was a runner. So I was like in the room like crying and shit, and she would bolt. Like she ran out of the fucking room, and they had to get like nurses to like catch her ass and make her get shots. Because for some reason, I remember this very vividly. There was one day where my parents made us get like a bunch of shots at once.
Oh
like,
no.
Like 6 shots in one day. And I remember that they would give us like 2 shots at a time. Like they would give like 1 shot on each arm and do it. So like I had like 3 shots in each arm. They would try to give them both at the same time. But that day was so terrifying for me because of my fear of needles, which I have no idea where it stems from. But it's at the point where I cannot look at other people get shots either. So like you know, I had a lot of medical textbooks in college because my major is slightly medical.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take like some A&P classes and what have you. And so, you know, it would be like, you know, you turn to a page and there'd be someone getting like an IV or something, and I could not look at the picture. And even now in like TV shows or pictures or whatever, I can't look at people getting shots or having like an IV put in them because it honestly terrifies me, and it like enacts like this kind of fight or flight instinct within me, and it makes me very anxious. And you know, I don't like that about myself. There was a point in time where I tried to get over my fear of needles, because in high school we had this thing where if you donated blood so many times, you would get like a cord to wear at graduation. So one of my goals was to be able to get that cord, because for me that would be like symbolizing kind of getting over my fear.
Yeah. And
so
then also, you know, getting very decorated at graduation is,
yeah, you know, it would add
nice.
to like, you know, me looking like a fucking, you know, furniture store.
Toss.
But you know, that was kind of like, you know, like a goal for me to work towards. And so I went and I like answered all the questions, and I did the finger prick, which, you know, if you've ever had your like finger pricked for whatever reason.
Oh, I had to do that so many times.
It's so painful because they gotta like squeeze the fucking blood out of you, and that hurts to high heaven. And so I do all that shit. I answer all the questions and I do the finger prick. And, you know, that for me was also scary too, because I'm like, oh, that's just a needle inside of there. So I get to where the point where I'm actually supposed to give blood, and the dude is trying so hard to find my fucking vein. And he looks on both arms and he gets me to squeeze, and he's just like, okay, look, your vein is way too tiny and way too under your skin for you to safely give blood. I cannot take your blood. So after all of that trouble I went to, I couldn't even like give blood, and so that was very kind of like heartbreaking. And it's just like, fuck, you know, the fear is still here. But interestingly enough, despite all of that, that fear does not extend to tattoo needles.
Right. Because you have yours.
I have a tattoo. I have a pretty extensive tattoo that covers a good part of my shoulder area. It covers every part of like my right shoulder. But for some reason, that fear does not extend because I don't know. In my mind, it's not the same as a needle that pierces through like so many layers of your skin.
Right.
It just covers the surface area and it kind of like buzzes instead
Mm-hmm.
of like injecting. So that's the difference for me. So yeah, I was able to get through my tattoo perfectly fine. Was not scared at all. I mean, there was parts that hurt, but I wasn't afraid, which is very much the difference.
Yeah. So before we go a little bit deeper, I have 3 stories.
Oh yes, go off, bitch.
So I mentioned earlier at the point in my life where I had the first shot that I remembered, where I had mono and the flu as a
Ooh.
2nd grade child.
Ooh.
So way back in 2003. Ooh, back in the times when Evanescence was launching their first album and Daredevil,
You know, they brung you to life.
they brought me to life. Whew. Sometime during that point, I don't remember a lot of this, and this is why. I had to do blood work.
Mm-hmm.
I was forced to do blood work so that the doctors could figure out what the fuck was wrong with me. It's like, how the fuck does a 2nd grader get mononucleosis?
Oof.
They took so many vials out of my fucking body that I ended up so fucking white.
Oh, baby.
They had to like give me a gift card to a McDonald's and stuff so that I can like refill my nutrients. Although I don't know why you would tell a kid to do McDonald's. I guess there's a lot of like hemoglobin in the patty.
You need some Big Macs.
I don't know, but oh my gosh, did they take a lot of blood out of my body?
Oh, that's terrible.
But eventually we did like figure out like, hey, I just need to be out of school for like a week so I can recover from these sicknesses that are plaguing my body at the same time.
Oh, Connor.
Even as a kid, like I never got sick a lot, but whenever I did, Lord have mercy, because it was serious.
Yeah, no, I feel that for sure. I only get sick like once a year, but whenever I do get sick, it's like I can't do anything. It's like terrible end of the world sickness for me anyway, because I hardly ever get sick.
Now for the second story.
Oof.
I didn't get sick often, but when it did, it was serious. Except every now and then, starting in like 1st grade to I think my last occurrence of this was like junior year of high school, I would get allergic reactions to something. I don't know what. I honestly don't. But I would get like, I would start like breaking out into hives and like scratching and stuff. I would get like shallow breaths and everything, and my intestines were not great. I don't know what causes it to this day, but I had to go to an allergist, and spoiler alert, nothing came out of this.
Okay.
But all across my arms, they did like needle pricks.
Oh yeah, they did the test where they did all the different allergens.
And they dropped the different allergens onto my blood that was coming out of my arm.
Yeah, my brother had to do that. Yeah.
Inconclusive. Never figured out what was wrong with me.
Damn.
But even now, every now and then, well, I say now, it's been like 6 years since my last outbreak, but I just react to something. But yeah. All that needlework for nothing. It wasn't like a whole bunch of needles plunged into my vein at the same time. They just like did tracks up and down my arm. But it was still a lot for Babby 3rd grade Cybrwulf to go through, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. That was, I think my youngest brother was probably younger than that, and he had to get all that done. And they said he was allergic to all these things that he wasn't allergic to for some reason after all those tests. So, yeah, no, that shit is scary.
And my third story.
Oof.
It's for donating blood.
Okay.
I never donated blood like in high school, or anything, but during my senior year of college, I was pledging a fraternity, and like I wanted to make sure that I was like making myself available for everything, and we had been asked to like go donate blood at the center. Now, as a senior, I was fucking busy.
You were.
I really was. I was in leadership roles in a lot of organizations, a lot of student organizations. I was trying to finish off my last couple of like 4,000 level computer science classes. And I don't get to eat very often.
Oh, you didn't.
And like Soylent, bless their hearts, like
At Soylent, sponsor him.
So I've been using Soylent for the better part of my senior year. And I think, Kylen, you were the one who said like, hey, Ecoraptor got like a sponsorship from Soylent, or like he was thanking Soylent or whatever.
Vernon, I think.
Oh, it was Vernon. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't Ecoraptor. It's cool. But I retweeted it and I was like, well, Soylent's the only thing getting me through my senior year. And they're like, we better see good grades. And I'm like, I came back at the end of the year and I was just like, look, I just graduated summa cum laude. Thank y'all. And they were like, we'll send you some free stuff. And that's how I got my Soylent hoodie and Soylent t-shirt.
Yes.
They just sent it to me and it was great. But that's to say, I didn't eat a lot. So my very first time giving blood, I went with like a senior in the fraternity, and well, senior. He was younger than me, but was in a higher pledge class because like right. I didn't go until my senior year.
Yes.
And one of his friends who was in a sorority. My ass got lightheaded. My ass turned white. My ass just about passed out doing my fucking blood in this blood center. Oof.
Oh, Connor.
And they were like, hey, next time, please eat. Please eat before you come. That's actually kind of dangerous. And I'm like, okay.
I ate Soylent.
For like 9 hours before I did this. Like, yeah, I definitely should have eaten before.
Connor, please eat.
And so that's to say, if you're going to give blood, please eat a decent meal. Stay hydrated. Don't end up like me and like almost die giving blood.
And if you listen to our podcast, you should tweet at Connor every day at Cybrwulf1201. But just remind him to eat. He probably won't listen to you, but you know, you'll annoy him enough to maybe he'll think about it.
Stop.
I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, so I may have mentioned on stream today that like, hey, I may have not eaten. But yeah. Those are my needle stories. So other fears.
Ooh, other fears. I mean, I kind of have to pee again, so if you want to take another break, we can decide whether or not we want to talk about that.
I don't know, it is a certain time for us at this point. I've got a lot of editing to do for this episode.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you and I will both be safe from getting a little bit too deep into our fears.
Whew. Okay.
So
Thank
we'll
goodness.
breathe a sigh of relief. That's going to be our Halloween miracle for the day.
Oh man, but we did cover a lot of spooky stuff.
We covered a lot of spoopy ground during this episode.
Oh my goodness, we covered so much. And we talked about more than just RPGs, so you could see a little more into the things we're interested in.
Yeah.
And a little more insight into ourselves. Because we are more than just an RPG podcast. We don't want to label ourselves, so we can be able to talk the shit on whatever we want.
Although I'm sure we will be back soon to talk about our hot OCs.
Our very hot and sexy OC.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness. So do we need to plug ourselves, or how do we want to close this off?
Well, I put in our little video descriptions every week, or every time I upload these, where we can find where our talkers can find us.
God,
So-
Connor, you're a fucking angel.
But
too
yeah,
good. What do I do to deserve you?
Oh no. But yeah, check me out at Cybrwulf1201, spelled weird. You can see it on the title card right now.
Yes. Look at
And-
that.
And Kylen is at KyleWithAnN. You can also see that on the title card. You can see that before my name.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you can.
And yeah, we do stuff. You can see that in the doobly-doo.
Damn, Connor, you're so thorough. You're just so great.
Aw, bitch.
I gotta
That's the
compliment
unofficial. That's the unofficial title for this episode. Aw, bitch.
Aw, bitch. Yeah, I gotta compliment sober Connor because I feel like he puts up with so much. He puts up with us.
He really does. Aw, he's so handsome too.
Ah, what a pal. What a swell guy.
Oof. But yeah, thank y'all so much for listening to us. And we will be back next time for a maybe a little more special episode.
Ooh, we got extra special episodes.
Extra special coming at you a little bit sooner than you think.
Yeah, so you better keep your eyes peeled for that. There's some
Ooh,
wiggly eyebrow action here.
wiggle those eyebrows. Do some eyebrow parkour.
Ooh, they are certainly going all over the place, doing some crazy tricks.
But we will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.